The new era of wholesaling real estate is here. Guys, this is an exciting announcement. This is a big change in the wholesaling real estate game. And like always, you know, me and Rick, we always decide that every year we gotta push something, right? We gotta push the needle forward in wholesaling real estate. And the point of pushing the needle forward in wholesaling real estate is to introduce new things into the game to help the people out. Now, the thing about this is over the past 20 years, we've come out with some hits here, right? I think some of the things we've started and came out in the wholesaling game because of us directly is, number one, the offer postcard. See the ROS postcard. But before that was something called the handwritten postcard. We basically invented, right?
Yep.
What is it? Explain it to.
So the
most copied postcard in the world.
The handwritten postcard was my frustration of using regular direct mail. I would leave notes on the door, and I said, hey, listen, what if we showed a handwritten note, put it on a postcard instead of a letter, because letters were getting wildly expensive. And when I did it, my return calls went like through the roof. And it was so good, I started showing my friends, fellow investors, people in my local market. And honestly, I didn't know how good it was. It went out there, and then apparently every guru copied it, did it, and you'll see, if you see God bless you on a postcard, it's from me. And so that led us to understand that we can never fall asleep while we're doing any type of marketing. You always got to be innovating and at least kind of pushing the threshold. So that's how the handwritten postcard was. Really simple. It looked like at the time nobody did handwritten, and everybody had on a letter, and we put it on a postcard. So we made it where we could broadcast to more motivated sellers. And
that was just the first thing.
Yeah, that was the first time.
Then we came out, basically, you did before, you know, is basically probate wholesaling, how to wholesale probates at scale for free, right? You're the first one who, you didn't invent probates, but you're the first one to kind of generalize it in the industry, so it was common. And then we started the YouTube channel and kind of did that. Then from there, we started some other things, right? Another era that we have brought into the wholesaling space was reverse drawing for dollars too. I think that was one of the first big ones I've done. I taught people how to put sticky notes on doors. Never invented that. I've never said it, but I invented it being commonplace and free to the people. No paid anything like that, right? And then after that was probably the biggest era shakeup I've ever seen, which was freewholesaling.com, right? We had a funeral that day. I remember that. That was 3-4 years ago. I had a funeral for wholesaling courses because this one was a free course, and it changed the entire wholesaling space. And that was just basically the only free wholesaling course in the world. And then from there, we came out with something else. We came out with contracts, assignments, all these great things. And then we came out with XLEADS and just so many stuff, you know, the good cop, bad cop closes, a lot of these other closing tactics. And then came out with XLEADS, then free unlimited Skiptracing. And that stuff's great. But I can tell you right now, there's something else in the sleeve today to share and break out of its shell today. And we are super excited today to share this with you. So again, I am not asking for money. I am not this is no sales thing. This is just here to share with you wholesaling real estate. So let's kind of break a history lesson of wholesaling to a point so we can understand where we're at right now. Now, we are in a new generation of wholesaling houses. Generations in wholesaling always change, but roughly we have kind of the older generation in wholesaling real estate, OGs, whatever you want to call them, right? Anyone kind of in Generation X, right? You're Generation X, right?
I have no idea what I am.
I think you're Generation X.
Am I X?
I have no idea. That's why it's called XLEADS for you, right? And basically, you have the generations before that. Now, you had me, right? So So I'm currently 25 years old as of this recording. Now, the thing is, generations are 20, 25 years apart, right? It's usually when people have kids and it's the next generation, right? Well, wholesaling real estate moves pretty dang quick.
Very quick.
I mean, 3 years ago, wholesaling is completely different than it is now. And from my history perspective in this business, wholesaling moves in 7-year generations. So every 7 years. So we have a brand new generation coming up. Now, I used to be the new kid on the block. I used to be the new generation wholesaler. I was 16, 17, 18 years old. I'm so old That was 8 years ago. That's insane to me that I was that young kid on the block. But now I'm not that young kid on the block.
Yep.
As I've told you, do you know 18-year-olds, you know how they make fun of me now on the internet?
How?
About me being old? They said he was alive before the towers fell. That's what they tell about me. That's their joke.
Really?
That's how old I am. They said that's how old Zach is. And I'm like, when were you born? 2005. Excuse me?
Yeah.
That's a real thing? Insane. So the thing about it is we have a new generation, and these are the bright individuals. These are the hungry individuals. I always like the 18, 19, 20-year-old crowd because these are by far the hungriest individuals that can have the greatest change in their life. And these are the people that are not bogged down by the world. They're not bogged down by life. They don't have kids yet. Hopefully they're not married, right? And they don't have all of these issues going on in life. Can we all love to be our 18-year-old selves back in the day, right?
Definitely.
Life was a lot easier. Well, I wouldn't be alive, so no. But basically, this is the new generation of wholesaling real estate. My generation of wholesaling real estate is over. My time is over. And there were some unique advantages that I had getting into wholesaling real estate you guys never will have. You'll never probably be able to put 50 bandit signs out and get a wholesaling deal like I did when I started out. Just the dang truth. You probably will not be able to get a deal within your first 2 hours of cold calling every single week.
What do you think the cutting edge for your generation when you came up?
I'll explain it. I'll explain it, right? This is what we're explaining today. But I used to be able to get deals the first 2 hours of every single call I made. You know why? Because back in the old days, Sonny, we used to go to ListSource and we used to have IDI come to our office and pay 20 cents, 15 cents for 20 cents for Skiptracing.
Yeah, 20 cents.
And that was like the most cutting edge before any of the softwares came, right? And it was just insane. I used to pay $500 a month for unlimited texting. Used to go crazy on this, right? And so that was my generation. Everything was paid for play. And as we know, the one thing in my generation was paid massive high-ticket coaching, high-ticket Skiptracing, high-ticket softwares. Everything was high-ticket, high-ticket, high-ticket. But wholesaling was a lot less saturated.
Yep.
No one basically knew about it. Fast forward to even today, I think wholesaling is a lot more commonplace. You know how I know this? I look at the top entrepreneur YouTubers. They talk about wholesaling now. It's insanity to me. I was watching a Gary Vee video, mentioned wholesaling real estate. I watched an Alex Hormozi video the other day, mentioned wholesaling. He said, you just wholesale real estate. I'm like,
yeah, that's great.
This is how commonplace wholesaling is now in the mainstream. Now, why have I defined my generation, my era of wholesaling real estate to be over? Well, first and foremost, there's a new era and a new change and a new way of wholesaling that we're going to explain today that's absolutely for free. But probably the most important part right now is the reason why my generation is over is because I have eliminated all of the problems of my previous generation. And now it's time, because I've knocked all these dominoes down, for the new generation to go crazy. Number one, me and Rick, we killed Skiptracing. Not even a joke, okay? I didn't invent the free unlimited Skiptracing. Basically, I wasn't the first software to do it, but we basically put it forefront in the industry. We worked pretty hard with some other softwares on just helping them out. We still talk about it, right? You know, DMZach.com was the first softwares we worked with to make free unlimited Skiptracing a public knowledge thing. Mm-hmm. And basically, we added that into XLEADS to make it even cheaper and better. And now, basically, the death of Skiptracing is here. There's no, if you're paying 10, 12, 14 cents for Skiptracing, you're dead in the water. It's basically over. Okay? That was number one. Number two here, we had a massive change. We eliminated high-ticket coaching. Now, you might say high-ticket coaching is not dead. Most high-ticket coaches in the wholesaling real estate space will claim their sales are down 85, 90% from what it used to be in its peak. Now, you can argue against me all day. Maybe one or two coaches have it a little better. But we're roughly around 85, 90% reduction on high-ticket coaches that have personally talked to me behind closed doors. What have you seen? Maybe 70? I don't know.
You know, I just don't care. Like, to me, with today's technology and everything you do, not that I set out to do this, but the idea is to give you guys options. So you got to understand, when I started over here, I'm only going to put my number up here. There was such a lack of information, and there were so few that had it. You didn't have a choice. You had to pay for it. But I mean, 25 years have gone by, me 22 years. And now, you got to understand, when you started back then in 2003, you
didn't have software.
No, there was software.
I had software, so that's the change of my generation.
So we had massive lack of information, and the people that hoarded the information, they just, there's no other word, 20 to 25 grand. You got to remember, that was over 20 years ago. So that'd be like you spending 10 to 50, that'd be like you spending 40 to 50 grand right now. Insanity, think about it. But I will argue, back in the day, probably wasn't the worst deal, because not a lot of people had the information. Sure. So the problem is, we fast forward over to the newest generation behind Zach, is you guys are buried in information. To the fact, it doesn't even make sense to pay for it.
Here's the problem. This is another issue we're talking about. The new generation is buried with info. They're buried with lists. They're buried within. How do you win? Well, we're going to reveal that too. But again, we pretty much killed high ticket coaching. Most people will not pay $9 grand for a wholesaling mentorship anymore. They're like, well, Zach does it for free. Yeah. And also on top of that too, we basically created, we stopped. I wouldn't say killed, but we stopped pretty much. When someone tries to sell you a $9,000 course, most people say, I just go to Wholesaling.com. Next, we basically stopped the whole, what I call the whole community. I call it the community curse, which basically means you pay $9 grand to be in my wholesaling community. Well, we just created the largest. We actually have the top 3 largest wholesaling communities are all owned by us. Yeah. ZachDiscord.com, 17,000 people. FreeWholesaling.com, 14,000 people. That thing will get to 100K this year. And then we have Wholesaling Else is Real, 147,000. Yep. So the top 3 wholesaling communities in this whole country are all owned by us.
Must be doing something right.
So the point of a community is for the ability to network and do stuff like that, right?
Exactly.
We do that. So like we stopped the whole community thing that you need to know someone to become successful in this industry. So it's kind of insane, right? Again, FreeWholesaling.com, we have the scripts, tips, tricks, all of these crazy, insane things. Next year, we basically introduced AI into the scene. AI has come onto the scene, and me and Rick are still, and this is insane to me, the only ones on YouTube, on social media, that have shown you how to use AI in wholesaling real estate for free. Not that I'm not giving it to you for, like, I'm showing you, if you have no money, how you can use AI in your business to make it better. Nobody else is doing it. They're throwing AI into something to sell you. Yeah. Not a bad thing. We got AI in XLEADS. But like, I'm showing you how to, what did we show you last week? DeepSeek for your wholesaling real estate business. Okay, we introduced digital bandit signs. We literally introduced a brand last year, DBS, digital bandit signs. We introduced a new marketing channel for you guys. This is insanity to me. And most importantly, the reason why I'm making this video is the last part. The one where we have the most issues. The one where I was waiting. I've been waiting to make this video for a while. But there's always been this one thing kind of kicking in the back of my mind. I call it the quantity-quality equation. Okay? The quality/quantity equation. Now you might be like, well, what in the world is this guy talking about? The quality-quantity equation. This is my this is my Albert Einstein. This is my E equals MC squared. This is my theory of relativity. This has been the thing that I've been working on for years now that I've been able to finally solve today. This has been something that's been really bugging me hard. Now let me share with you exactly what this equation is and how I solved it and how you guys can use it for wholesaling. I know I'm sounding like I'm blowing smoke up your butts, but trust me, this thing's going to blow your mind. And it's going to sound simple, but it's not at the same time. But it's also pretty easy for anyone to do. Okay, so in wholesaling real estate, when we look at our leads, right? It's a little Venn diagram here, right? We have quality here, and now we have quantity. And the main issue between these two things was, okay, I obviously in wholesaling real estate, wow, that's a really bad chart. Jeez. I do not know how to draw, but hey, whatever. We always want the quality, right? So what are quality lists, right? These are going to be like code violations. Give me some probates, right? Arrest records. Fire damage properties. Maybe the water shutoff list, right? Right, these are roughly like the highest quality lists. Now, here's the problem. Well, how do I obviously want to do high quality leads. If I'm going to wholesale, I want the highest quality lead set, right? Right?
Yeah, definitely.
You want the highest quality. Okay. Well, how can I? Well, what's a high quantity list? Can I do code violations? Can I just pull 10,000 code violations right now?
No.
A snap of a finger? No. Okay. So I have to get like high equity lists, which aren't bad. I can go to XLEADS, get like the vacant data, right? I can pull a list of maybe tired landlords, right? These are good lists, but as you know, you can pull a ton of them, but is their quality really, really high? I wouldn't put it in the highest tier quality because any Joe Schmo can go download a software and pull this list. And I'm not saying that to like throw shade at like people who use software, because I literally use software for most of my direct mail marketing and large texting, but like this is a lot less quality than this. Now, what's the in between, right? Honestly, driving for dollars, reverse drawing for dollars, and digital bandit signs are the only ones that I've personally found that you can do at scale that has high quality. Now, the main thing that has been going through my mind, the thing that I've been sleepless nights, no joke, how do I take all of these high quality lists and do them at quantity? Like, how do I pull 100,000 of these lists and go ham? Because I'm telling you right now, 10,000 high quality lists are equal to like 200,000 regular lists. Do you agree?
Absolutely.
20 times more potent. So how can I do this at super high quality? How do I push the quantity on this thing? And that's always been my problem. And we've kind of been saying this for years now, right? There's 3,000 counties. They're all super difficult. They're all very, very difficult to do. And it's been very, very hard for me to be able to do this at quantity. This has been my equation in wholesaling, because it's like, how do I bring this into super high quantity? And I've always been very like hesitant to do it. It's kind of like I have the ultimate weapon in my hand, because I think I kind of knew how I would do it, but I was always very scared to show you guys how to do this, because there's one massive issue with releasing this to the public. Number one, there's the risk of saturation if I just let anybody pull probates. So we actually kind of created this ultimate weapon in XLEADS, where you're able to basically pull the probates at scale around the entire country with a click of a button. But the issue is the probates were about like a month off. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't perfect. And I said, is this the best for the wholesaling industry? I'm like, I'm going to hold off on it. And we're still working on something with this. But we thought about it pretty hard, and we found out through the grapevine about 2 months ago that there was a couple softwares that were starting to sell government data, because they like everyone watches our stuff.
Yeah.
And there's no one that you guys would know, but like there's always been these lead providers that sell code violations, probates. They sell fire damage property lists for like $2 a lead. And I always thought like no one's doing it. And for some reason in the past couple of months, people have just been buying more and more of these, and it's insane to me. And they see the problem that I present to you guys, and they're trying to sell you the solution. And it's just very disingenuous what this is. And I found a couple people starting to kind of crack the code on this themselves, mm-hmm. and basically sharing this information but they were selling it. Like they were selling the information, which you guys know how I'm at. So I've decided today I'm going to unleash the code. I'm going to unleash my quality quantity equation where you're able to pull government list at scale.
QQ.
How you are basically going to be able to be pulling 100,000 to 1 million plus government leads on the tip of your finger like that. And we kind of did a small release yesterday, but this is probably one of the most powerful weapons the new generation of wholesalers are going to have. And the thing about this is no software is even capable of doing what we can. So when me and Rick actually solved this thing, we told ourselves we have two options. We had two options. Get in here. We had two options here. Number one, we could take all this data.
Yeah.
We basically have all the code violations in the country, all the probates in the country, all the arrest records in the country. We had two options. Let me know which option you think we're going to do. Option one, we can all put it behind a paywall and charge you guys 10 cents a record or make you pay for like the X plan on XLEADS, right? You have to pay for XLEADS to get this information. The information that can help a broke person actually become successful in wholesaling. Or number two, I can flex on everyone and just give it out to the people absolutely for free. Which one do you guys think that is the better option? Should I, because I'm able to solve this equation, should I be rewarded for solving this and just charge you guys for this stuff and just take your money?
Actually,
or
I'm blown away someone's even like charging for this. But
guys, what do you think? What do you think we should do? Because we can click a button. You know, we can call the developer and hey, let's put this behind the paywall. Charge 10 cents for this.
We talked about putting XLEADS, but the problem is it goes against the grain of what we do. And a lot of people that tune in us are just getting started in wholesaling, and you got to get some deals under your belt. So if you can't do paid leads, you can't do direct mail, you can't do PPL.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let me spoil it. Okay, let's see what we got. We got free, paid. Okay. A lot of people think it should be paid. Well, we actually we talked to this is not a joke. We were mulling the information because we were thinking about it, right? What should we do? And then we realized, a light bulb went in my head. Okay, let's say you pulled 100,000. Now let's say you pulled 15,000 probates around the country. Guys, this is a weapon. This is like a mega bomb. 15,000 probates is equal to how many high equities? I mean, maybe 500,000. This is insane. This is like you're able to, if you can bench 200 pounds, that means you're able to bench like 2,000 pounds. Like the strength is insane. And basically what we came up with is, well, let's say you pull the 15,000 for free. What are you going to do with it? You're going to go to True People Search? Copy. Paste. Copy. I mean, this is like 2,000 hours of work. So anyone who in their right mind who's going to get this for free is just already going to have XLEADS. So why would I put this behind a paywall? And some guys just want to use 50. And why don't I just give it for free? And so basically we decided, we're giving it for free today. Okay? We're giving it all for free, no questions asked, and we're very excited to announce this. So let's share it. So kind of explain this again. While I'm popping this up, let's put this sucker up. So here it is right here. FYI, we just dropped the video yesterday, but I want to kind of show you guys this stuff again one more time. But this is it right here. This is the spreadsheet. Let me put it in the comments section for everybody. Remember, you got to be in freewholesaling.com to be able to get this information. But here it is. This is the instant millions of courthouse leads, and you go from there. So here it is. If you look at this map right here, this is currently, we're able to pull the probates, code violations, liens, tax delinquencies, all of the above in the country. Now, as of this video, we are adding multiple markets every single day.
Yes.
We just want to do the top 100 metros, get some reactions, and then go even deeper on this. This is insane. We basically have all of Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Michigan mapped out. We got most metros mapped out here. Texas has been insane. Oklahoma, code violations everywhere. And we've basically been able to give this information completely for free for the people because this is what we do. And this is something that this is for the new era of wholesalers. This is my gift for you guys. And I keep getting, Zach, where do I pull the code violations in Baton Rouge, Louisiana? That's a great question. Let's go on this. Let's go on the map. Map. It's like Dora the Explorer. Map. So, okay, Philadelphia code violations. I click this and it will give me the list. I'm not going to click it because YouTube does not allow me to do that, which just really suck. But we got Boise, Cape Coral, Polk County, Tampa, liens, probates, pre-foreclosures. Guys, you see it all right here, right? It's all in here. So we've basically blown the lid on wholesaling real estate government data where you're able to go out here and get this list. Now, the thing about this is these are where you're able to get them instantly, like really quick, really easy. There are some markets that's like, for example, Minnesota's been really difficult for us, publicly been able to give you a list. Now, in XLEADS, we're able to pull the information, but as of today, it's a little more difficult to do. So we are currently working on some workarounds of that. There are some markets where you have to individually pull them every single month and do all that stuff. But this is what's publicly available to the people right now. And I promise you, this is enough data to get a deal virtually.
Hands down.
Not even a question. I mean, if you can't get a probate deal in any of these states that I just put the markets in, you're done. You shouldn't wholesale. Like, there's no excuse here. Where should I pull probates, man? I don't know how to. It's all in there.
And guys, a lot of experience has gone into figuring out how to track this down. And you got to understand what we're trying to do is explain how generation after generation, how wholesaling works. I'm excited because I've been doing this 22 years and I can see the progression. And if I get a minute, I want to kind of show you the difference between now and then when I got started, because you already kind of know you guys already know the tendencies. When we do that, are you writing more on here, or can I erase this?
I gotta write one more thing on it.
Okay, you finish that.
But look at this right here, guys. Really quick. This is all inside of freewholesaling.com, by the way. Freewholesaling.com. We're scrolling on the bottom here, so you guys, it's literally the pinned post. It's also in the government list section. But let me write one more thing here. On top of this, too, is the coolest part about this is you can literally just have AI take all this information. Okay, we're gonna can I have the other eraser? Let's erase this. I'm gonna show one last thing on here, okay? And then we'll have Rick talk about this. But the reason you can take this information and go crazy with it, there's 3 things I want you to do with this info, okay? So it's really important because it's not just the data that's important. It's about being able to use AI for free, which here's the thing. I was like, here's my favorite one. Zach, it's now saturated. It's over. First and foremost, every wholesaler in the country is not inside of freewholesaling.com. So only the people in my free community, freewholesaling.com, are able to do it. And by the way, it's free. So yeah, anyone can join it, yes. But with this data, okay, you should be doing, honestly, 3 things with it. All right? Number 1, obviously, you should organize and harvest the data, right? Pretty simple. And then from there, you should stack the data. Now, you should do this with AI, and you should do this with AI. Now, I might be like, Zach, what are you talking about? Well, I have a lot of AI information in freewholesaling.com, which is really important. But, for example, some of these lists, you can't, there's no easy, like, click to download the 500 code violations in Harris County, Texas. You just have to copy it and paste it. What you should do here is just screenshot the government list data set, throw that into DeepSeek AI, and then from there say, organize this into a spreadsheet. It will organize, the AI will organize your data. You just have to be smart enough to know how to screenshot and throw that sucker into AI, which we teach you in freewholesaling.com for free, costs nothing. Number 2, we got to stack the data. Stack it. Stack, 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 stack. Stacks on stack. Guys, if you want to make stacks, you got to stack the data. I don't know. Okay, stack, okay? We're going to stack the data. Did I get your attention? Because most of y'all aren't stacking your wholesaling data. It drives me crazy. What's stacking the data? All we're going to do is if we have 1,000 government lists, right? Code violations, probates, fire damage properties, all these things. We're going to ask AI to basically, quote, stack the data and find me properties that show up more than once. Properties that show up more than once in the data set. The reason is, if a property is a pre-foreclosure and it's also a fire damage properties, double the motivation, double the money. And the problem is, all it is, you just upload the Excel file that you got for free with Google Drive, right? Google Sheets. Just ask AI, throw that sucker to ChatGPT, say, hey, which out of these 1,000 property in this data set, which one shows up more than once? This is, guys, people are buying. Dude, I had somebody call me the other day. They're like, Zach, we're paying $200 a month for this list stacking software. Like, you can get ChatGPT for free. For free. And so if you pull 5,000 code violations and all this in Harris County, this is something for everyone that says, oh man, it's all saturated. I'm telling you, if you have a list of, let's call it 10,000 government lists. Show me properties that show up more than once. You're going to find liens that also have a pre-foreclosure. This is stacked. Guys, you are stacking for free. This is the secret that no one else on YouTube is going to show you. This is the real money. And you know what's my favorite part about this with AI? It takes 5 seconds to do this. What else do you want to know? And last but not least, we're just going to upload that data, upload the data into XLEADS for basically one pretty insane reason. But number one, we are going to filter the data out. We're going to filter out the data. So we want to filter out MLS properties. We want to filter out properties that are basically too much of the value, etc. Right? We want to get rid of we just want to get rid of active MLS properties. And then from there, we are just going to skip trace the list. The cool part, even if you have the basic plan at $49 a month, you're able to skip trace at least 15,000. So for just a really low price, you could skip trace the data and filter it out. So that 10,000 will probably be 8,000 after everything because you filter out the active MLS properties. And then you also, there's 10,000, oops. And then you just get it all skip traced right there. So pretty much simple as that. Now, if you're just doing like 100, 200, you're doing it by yourself, no budget, you're balling on a budget, I completely get it. Then just use True People Search and you're good from there. But I'm just telling everyone, this is how you do it. The new era of wholesaling is here. So,
okay, I'm going to give you just a quick history lesson, and then we'll go deeper into this.
All right. Then we're gonna show basically the 3 new types of wholesaling we can do here with all this information.
This will be quick, I promise. I'm not a good history teacher, but anything with wholesaling I think is pretty cool. So without calling out, well, I don't really hide my age from anybody. So, so we'll call this. Let's do it like this. Rick's Ginn, which just to give you kind of perspective on this, and we'll go across here. Then we have Zach's Ginn, which is a lot of you. So my Ginn, when we do this, basically we start wholesaling somewhere in the mid-2000s. Zach's was what, 2000?
Nothing changed until I started getting in there, kind of, but yeah.
Let's say 2017-ish, 16-ish. And then we have the new Ginn. I don't even know what they call the new Ginn. What do they call them?
Gen Alpha, Gen Z.
These are your 18-year-olds.
Yeah, crazy kids.
And this is 2025, 24, whatever. And this is what we have. So if you understand this, let me just kind of give you, so you guys can understand how the flow of information and everything's happened in wholesaling. So when I started out, the idea is, some of you guys don't appreciate what you have. So we start out with the info column. We start out with tools. And then I'm going to show you these miscellaneous categories, which is what a lot of you guys are missing. And some of you guys overanalyze this stuff. So I'm here to tell you, when I started, there was absolutely very little information. And honestly, back then, I'll be the first to admit, I wouldn't do it at the time. There was still a lot of scam artists, but if you paid 10, 20 grand back when nobody else had the information, it was actually valuable. It was gold. Now, I paid some money. It didn't work out very well for me on that. But I will tell you this. Let me get my other marker because I dropped that. Is when it came to info, we had none. Honestly, we had to figure out everything ourselves. And you're like, well, Rick, that would be much easier. I'm just telling you, it was 10 times harder because every action you took was a test. And either you lost money or made money, and nothing was free. When it came to tools, very, very little. The only tool I had back then was like ListSource. And the problem with that, it was wildly expensive. Everything we did on that. Now, if we go over to Zach's generation, did they have info? I'll give them like a half check because it was much better information. Did they have tools? I would give them kind of a check on that. Google Sheets, cell phones. Guys, I go back to when everything was a flip phone. I know that dates us on it. We took a picture with it. And now if I go to the new generation, you guys have more information and you don't know what information's real or not. I'm the first to admit that. And honestly, you got more tools with AI being specific. And it's perfect. What you guys don't understand is you're missing two of the biggest pieces in wholesaling. And nobody ever talks about this. And you've got to understand is, number one, somebody has to take action. And here's the biggest problem with the new generation is you have so much information. It's almost like a deer in the headlight, like which way do I go? And honestly, I can give you all the tools in the world, XLEADS, everything else. I can give you all the free information at freewholesaling.com and you just freeze. And this is where most of you are over. The information's coming so fast, so easily, so readily, you have not prepared yourself to take action. So if I give you all the tools, all the info, and you take zero action, you're never going to succeed at wholesaling. Here's the last piece everybody's missing and how we got to where we are today. Resourcefulness. Just so you know, resourcefulness is why you have this and this today in the new gen. Because people like me back in the day, we had to figure it all out. Now, once you figured it out, it was easier because there was saturation, but it wasn't there. So back then, I had no information. I had very little tools. But dude, let me tell you what, I took more action than almost anybody in the business. Why? Because I was massively resourceful. Resourcefulness just is your ability to get stuff done. You guys work in corporations where it's black and white. Now I go to Zach's gens, and so basically they took the action, and the resourcefulness is still there, but it's not. Back then, you had to be massively resourceful to get anything done. So if you guys would look, let's fast forward today, 2003 to 25. You have all the information in the world. Honestly, you got more tools than you know what to do with. If you will just take this action and this whole resourcefulness, the reason why me and Zach are showing you these lists is because you just take the time and the effort to do it. And there is a tendency when everything's delivered to you and everything's handed to you that you're so used to other people doing stuff for you, you decide, I'm just going to sit back and wait because this seems so easy. I know when I get home, there's going to be a duplex sitting in my driveway. So I had no information, very few tools, but guys, what made me successful was I just took forward action no matter what happened, and I was massively resourceful. If you could take these tools down to today, you'll hit it out of the park. With XLEADS, with all the info you have, all the free information, I'm just telling you guys, all these great AI tools, but like at some point you get that, you've got to rip through your 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 leads, 10x it, and just keep on going. See, because I don't know about you, but if you gave me all the tools and the info, I probably would have froze like a deer in the headlight, like a lot of you are. And if you're doing that, just stop doing it. Just get out there and go and talk to as many people as you humanly possibly can. You need a ton of opportunities. The more opportunities means the more times you're going to get lucky and you're going to get the reps in. And that's equivalent to Michael Jordan shooting 1,000 free throws. You can't get there without the reps. And the only way to get your reps is you got to take action. So you guys have the greatest generation of information, but honestly, those that take action will override everyone. And the ones that go, hey, I'm going to figure out how to get these government lists no matter what. When they say no, Rick tells me to keep going forward. And that's what I want to tell you. If you'll take the old school action and resourcefulness with today's stuff, you'll kill anybody who half-assed this business. And I don't want you to be that person. So everything we're showing you today is from resourcefulness. Correct?
That's what you got to do.
Yeah. So this is it. So I know this is my history lesson, but like everyone goes, oh, I'd rather be in this. Today in 2025, someone's out there saying it's too saturated. You can't do this again. By the way, when I started in 2003, it was the exact same argument. It's too saturated. They're going to make this business illegal and it's never going to work. Why? Guys, I'm here 22 years. I plugged my ears and I just went out. I marketed and motivated sellers. I met with them in appointments and I wrote offers and I've never stopped doing. My first year sucked, but I got through it. And I'm telling you, you guys have some of the greatest tools of your generation, but man, you're going to have to step up and do the action resourcefulness because the stuff comes so easily to you that it is human nature to sit back and wait to see if something's going to happen. So you can't do that. You're going to have to override that feeling.
I agree. And then the last thing about the new generation is we actually legalized wholesaling, which is actually insane to me. So everyone's been saying the wholesaling was dead. It was insane to me. About a year or two ago, people told me cold calling and texting was dead.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? Interesting. And I basically posed this question. I said, does anybody know one person that's ever been in trouble for wholesaling that was not a realtor? And it was never. The only people that ever get popped for DNCs like realtors. Like, that's funny. And I went back to the books, and I did all this because I was like, well, if we're going to create XLEADS, I better not do something that's going to be banned or done forever. And we went to the case law. And I've showed this in Wholesaling.com plenty of times, and I showed this last week too. But we have, I think, 4 or 5 cases now showing that you are legal to DNC you are legal to cold call the DNC list if you are not a licensed realtor. It's legalized.
Which has been my argument.
It's been our argument
for 22 years, guys. You are a massive, listen, get your real estate license, but it's not going to make you a legal wholesaler. In fact, it's going to do the opposite.
And so we've shown so much case law. Inside of Wholesaling.com, we have some members who have already texted their attorneys. And all the attorneys, you can go inside and see the screenshot. I think Alex just posted one last week. Go look up Alex's post he made in the free community. His lawyer said, yeah, you can cold call as long as you're not a realtor. And like he's showing his lawyer saying it. And the funniest thing about this is I have not found one wholesaler, and this is a bold statement, but it's not really bold. I don't know one wholesaler that has ever been in trouble for wholesaling houses without a license in any state in the United States of America. Not one.
The only people that get in trouble are people who break the law.
No, I'm talking about, well, let me say the statement again.
Yeah.
There's not one person, there's not one human being on this planet that has been in trouble, fined, attacked for the art of wholesaling a house that was not a licensed realtor. Not one person, not in Illinois, not in South Carolina, not anywhere. So when somebody tells me wholesaling is regulated in this state, find me one person. Yeah. Here's the thing. We all know speeding is illegal. We all know robbing a bank is illegal. I could show you somebody who robbed a bank that got arrested for it, that got fined for it. I could find somebody that did insider trading that had to pay a fine. I don't know one person in the wholesaling game who is not a realtor. And the only people that ever get arrested in wholesaling are realtors, by the way. It's kind of funny. But no one. And that's because wholesaling is legal in all 50 states.
So guys, have we put it to bed? I'm just telling you this. At some point, you've got to look at the facts and go, Man, you guys have been ranting about this for 4 or 5 years. I'm still here. I'm still wholesaling. And there's always going to be, I don't know, a certain...
Not one person has ever gotten a DNC fine. No one's ever gotten a DNC fine ever in wholesaling.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a license. Never. The only people that get popped is... The only other people that have been popped for this stuff are people that are real estate agents. And so when people tell you, I'm a real estate agent, so stupid. So stupid. It's like vegans telling me to be vegan. Shut up. I'm going to eat my steak. I don't want to hear it. Okay? That's it. I ain't going to bench 315 being a vegan. I'll tell you that. I know. Now the vegans are going to be in the comments. Great.
You know what?
But hey, whatever.
We love vegans.
We love vegans. The thing about this is, I'm not saying that to make fun of vegans. I literally use this example all the time. And you know what always happens? I always get 7 people. Why are you attacking veganism? And then their page is like some vegan thing.
Yeah.
I really just made fun of you because you guys are so crazy. And you go crazy on me. Realtors, they go nuts on me too. Here, we just flip it. Just flip it.
There you go.
Let's show the new generation of wholesaling real estate. So, the new era of wholesaling houses is here. Let's talk about it. There are 4 distinct ways to wholesale real estate for the new era of wholesalers. You must make your decision. Number 1, all right, I'm calling this the JV wholesaler. Now, back in the day, this information that I'm about to show you right now used to be paid. But we're getting it all out for free. So, you can do JV deals with the 3 largest wholesaling communities in the wholesaling game right now. And if you don't think these are the 3 largest wholesaling communities, please show me someone that has better proof. But yeah, freewholesaling.com, 15,000 people. We're getting, I think we're getting like 8,000 people joining the community every single month, which is really fun and cool. So yeah, go to freewholesaling.com. We got currently 15,000 of my best friends in there. And we have ZachDiscord.com. We have 18,000 people in there. Love ZachDiscord.com. Rick's actually going to go live at ZachDiscord.com, I think tomorrow. So it's going to be pretty exciting. So either me or Rick, we go live every Friday at 8 o'clock in the Discord. So it's pretty fun. We have Wholesaling Houses for Real, 147,000 people in that Facebook group. If you guys just hang around in these groups and be on the live streams and stuff like that, there's no way you're going to lose in this industry. Like, that's the thing about this is like, you can do JV deals with all these community members. And there's wholesalers with other communities. There's only like 1,000 people in the community, and they're just making millions doing it. You can do even crazier on here. Guys, we give away our free JV contract in freewholesaling.com. So our free JV agreement is inside of freewholesaling.com. We have like, 15, 16 courses we have in freewholesaling.com. Like, it's insane to me. We moved all of our Footwork Plus stuff. We actually made it all free. We decided we're just going back to making everything free. Why not? Mm-hmm. And basically just focus hard on giving the best free information out there and making the best software in wholesaling real estate. We decided to go all in 2025 on that, where we went all of our efforts into XLEADS and all of our efforts into free wholesaling information. And so all of our efforts have been put into running the best free community and course in wholesaling real estate, and then going out here and sharing exactly how to do it the correct way for wholesaling real estate success. Then from there, you can decide what kind of JV wholesaler do you want to be. You can be, I think things, actually, there you go. That's better. All right. You can decide to be a nationwide dispo wholesaler, which is basically somebody that finds people that need help sell their deals, and they use like XLEADS or Zillow, or they go into Facebook groups and find buyers, and they go and do it like that. That's like a nationwide dispo operation. Pretty dang good. That you will make a lot of money if you're able to provide value and actually talk to other wholesalers. Or number 2 is actually one of my personal favorites. I call it the ICAG method. ICAG method. And ICAG stands for I know a guy. Simple as that. That's why it's called the ICAG method. So, it's good. There you go. So it's called the ICAG method. I know a guy. And basically how this works is, if I'm talking to my wholesalers, my people in my community, and they say, "Oh, Zach, I have a deal in Charleston, South Carolina, I can't get dispoed. What I'll say is, well, let's JV. I'll sign a JV with you, and then I'll go to I'll go to Rick, who I know has buyers in South Carolina, and say, I know a guy, and I'll JV with him. I'll say, hey, Rick, can you do a 25-25-50 split where you get 25% of the deal, I get 25% of the deal, and this guy who sent me the deal gets 50? Sure. It's not a daisy chain because you guys are connected on the chain. So it's two parties. Me and Rick are one party, and then the other guy's the other party. So it's really only two parties. It's a standard JV. It's called the ICAG method, and I've done really well doing this. So it's called the ICAG. I know a guy, and I'm telling you, I know 15,000 guys and gals. It's a great way to do deals. The reason why we're so big on the JV operations is if you look at the top 10 largest wholesalers in the country by volume, and probably by revenue, do you know what kind of wholesaling they do? The top 10 in the entire country in wholesaling real estate. Top 10. You ready? They all are just JV shops. I know this is crazy. This is talking about the new era of wholesaling. This is how wholesaling is being done now. Top 10 and the top 3 by far, wholesalers in the entire country, the biggest wholesalers in the entire country, all run JV operations. You don't hear about it on social media because it's kind of hard to sell a course on this. It's pretty simple. Maybe you could sell like a dispo software, but XLEADS is the best dispo software, so you get JV doing that. Now, the new one, which we cut out a big hole on, because I want you guys to, this is the new one. We call it the nationwide niche wholesaler. Now, it's pretty simple. If you want to go, this is a new type of wholesaling. This is the first time anybody's ever saying this. Pull 30,000 government lists a month. 30,000 the list that I just provided for free. Dump all that data into XLEADS for Skiptracing. Market it like crazy doing SMS cold calling on Ninja mode. Dispo it using XLEADS. You just click a button and boom, all the buyers pop up. And then from there, you focus on the probate list. And that is kind of, this is the first, I think, what do you think? This is like the first introduction to nationwide wholesaling that I'm giving people permission to. And I've never been able to do this because I've never been able, the problem with doing nationwide wholesaling is always a quality problem. You can pull a whole nationwide list, that's easy, but you're never able to pull a nationwide government list. Now, you're able to do it right here. This is pretty dang cool. So pull as many probates as you can, code violations, whatever type you want to go. Dump that sucker into XLEADS, stack it. You can AI the list too. Pretty cool. And then you market it like crazy with Ninja mode, and you're able to do it. And or you can just do the traditional method, right? You have a $0 budget. Just pull some government lists that we provide. Simple. Throw that sucker into cyber background checks, true people search. Do your regular SMS and cold calling via Google Voice. Try for dollars, reverse try for dollars. Let me add digital bandit signs on here too. DBS, digital. We actually have the, you know, guys, we have the Digital Bandit Sign Academy inside of Wholesaling.com. We also, because we made Flipper Plus free for everyone, PPS 3.0, that whole entire course is in Wholesaling.com right now, absolutely for free. Crazy, right? Reverse trying for dollars, and then just go crazy on the virtual wholesaling. Guys, the new era of wholesaling real estate's here. Nobody is going to make that announcement that it's here until now. And we're finally at a very, 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 very interesting time in this game. Because we're at this precipice where everyone's telling you that wholesaling is dead, it's the worst, it's illegal, it's terrible, and we're just here just making more money than we ever have in our entire lives. And everyone who's following us is making more money than they ever have in their entire lives. And the funniest thing about that is it's not because wholesaling is good or bad. It's not that it's up or down. It's mostly the mindset you look into it. If you look at wholesaling as it's saturated, it's illegal, it's terrible, everyone's out to get me, you need regulations, you got to do this. And once you just start having that like little baby attitude, oh, it's so bad, it's illegal, it's terrible, wait. I guess I have to pay $9 grand a month to get started. That's right in this business, guys. I mean, this is it. You go nuts to $1,000 a month budget. Like this is $1,000 a month. Like that's the most baller type of budget you need starting out if you want to go crazy. People telling you need 7, 8, 9 grand because they're trying to sell you something. This is the game, right?
Yeah, it's I mean, it's come a long way, but you guys, you got to understand this is the where it's going. It's one of the reasons why we've created XLEADS. Not only is it a platform that we can train you on, we can work with you, you can upload leads, and we talk about dispo, we talk about pulling lists, we talk about managing your data. And with the Ninja mode, I mean, it's like the perfect home for AI. And so why not have one place where you all communicate together? Me and Zach are working where we can put JVs up in XLEADS. We're working on a lot of programs in it. And the idea is you have to have one place to go to train, to educate, and show people how to pull lists, how to follow up, and do everything. And it's just really hard when you got 9 different platforms. And that's why we're just like a huge fan and we're all in on it, because this was my dream 22 years ago. I was like, I could vision in my head if I had one place to go. And I think, I want to say around 2015 to 17 was the worst time because there were so many platforms. Like you didn't know what to do. And I remember getting 9 different charges on the credit card, trying to sort out what was what. I mean, you needed a bookkeeper to figure out who was ever charging you. So for the first time ever, you got one place where you can do everything. But if you want to do like this national thing, guys, you got to understand, when I first started out, I just wholesaled in my local market. You know why? Because that's all I thought I could do. And I wasn't very resourceful in thinking, but like back then, how was I going to get a list in Ohio? How was I going to get one in Alabama? That was our biggest problem. That has now been completely solved for you. So if you will take this information we give you, and it's 100% real. I love people go, you get what you pay for. No, you get what you put the effort into. And so me and Zach have done this journey. I've done it. I love doing it. In fact, we did, I haven't told you yet, we did 3 JV deals today together with people just like you off XLEADS. And my average person I pay out to around $12,000 to $15,000. That's not bad for your first deal with somebody walking you through and do everything. And nobody ever paid me a dime to do that. We just split it. And it's a win-win for everybody involved. And I want you guys to be part of it. So now you have a platform where you can do all this. To me, it's like, it's mind-numbing. So remember, when I first started out, I just did it locally. I went around, knocked on the doors. But like my mission was I never waver on action and resourcefulness. When somebody told me no, I just kept circling the wagons until I could figure out how to talk to them. Now, I didn't know how I was doing it, but I'm just telling you. Guys, you are a guide. Anyone who tells you there's sales, training, and wholesaling, they just don't understand the concept. So I want you to understand where we've come from and where we are now. You have everything in front of you. You just got to put in the action. You've got to take the effort, because as easy as this stuff comes to you, you have to go out and you have to meet with people and talk to them. So if you guys want to jump in there and get it going, there's never been a better time. I think 2025 is really the best year to wholesaling. Anybody says wholesaling is dead, there's so much business going on across the country. I've never seen wholesaling more active today than in any time I've ever done wholesaling. Why? We got more people doing it. We've got a very healthy population in the United States. And as long as there's real estate, there's always going to be opportunities. Remember, guys, real estate is just the symptom of human problems. We are solving human problems. When we can offer solutions that fixes their problem, you do a ton of wholesale deals. If you can figure out how to do that over and over again, you'll make a ton of money. How do you do that? You have to figure out how to do the marketing, and you want to use tools like XLEADS and everything and tie it all together. But like, we're in a new age of wholesaling. Now, keep in mind, when I started, I was like the new age. We actually paid for information. We had no idea if it was good. And honestly, after even you paid for the information, someone always was still in your back pocket. And one of the people I learned it from told me after the fact I owed him on the next 5 deals, which was absolutely insane. I think I paid him on 2 more. Never told me it just after the fact. They go, this is how we work it. So you come to today, me and Zach want to show you how to do this, demonstrate our knowledge in wholesaling. That's why we give everything away for free. There is no tricks. There is no like pull the carpet out from you. And then if we develop trust with you, just like we do with our motivated sellers, and we teach you and you get a good property under contract and you need help getting it done, we would be your natural first person to go back to. Or you're going to go to someone who charges you up front. It's completely up to you. You have 2 ways to make an impact in this world. It's with the time who you spend it with, which I appreciate you doing this, and where you spend your money. So just choose it wisely in wholesaling. You guys have more opportunity now than ever. AI scares me and excites me at the same time. And so we want to use XLEADS to harvest it. And remember, all AI ideas, it gives you speed and it gives you options. So if you just decide not to do it, it's going to eventually catch up to you.
So AI is not sentient yet, so we can make money with it.
It's not what?
Sentient. It doesn't realize it's a real person.
Oh, okay.
But it's called AGI, I believe. I think that's the term. That's basically when it has its own consciousness and it starts eating us. I don't know. So as long as it doesn't realize it's alive, we can make money with it. And then it's going to take over. And then from there, we could all just hang out together. I don't know. But yeah, AI is getting a little scary. Your free game got me my first deal in 3 weeks. Wow. There we go.
That's awesome.
I like that. The amount of stories that I get from people just posting checks and deals and thank you, Zach. Oh my gosh. It means the most to me. Definitely my heart. I absolutely love it. It's so funny watching people going out here and getting started, actually having success, because it's all about people who just start believing in themselves. And once you believe in yourself, it gets done. And so one part about believing in yourself is when you believe that wholesaling is illegal, wholesaling saturated, it's not going to work, and all, it just doesn't work. When you try to close a seller and you believe you can't do it, you're not going to do it. It's not going to happen. And so that's the funniest thing about it is if you actually start believing you can do it, it gets done. Now, this always goes back to the quote that I always say, but it's like the man that believes in himself and the man that doesn't believe in himself are both correct, which means they both are correct, which means if you believe you can do it, it gets done. If you can't believe it, it ain't going to be done. So it's so nuts. We got from Chris here. He said, just downloaded all Philly exterior lists. So in Philadelphia, that's awesome. Let me throw in that link one more time in there for everyone. Ran through ChatGPT, uploaded XLEADS in 5 minutes. Simple as that.
That's it. And guys, in XLEADS, you can take your government list, the ones we're giving you the links and everything to it, and you can upload them and Skiptrace them. Very, very convenient. Like, honestly, I've been asking for this for over 7 years. Why shouldn't you have the ability to take your government list and Skiptrace them? Not only Skiptrace them for free. Why on earth would you pay for it if you have the option you can do it? We used to sit there and like do the old school manual at True People Search, cyberbackgroundchecks.com, which, by the way, are great sites. But like you only have so much time in the day. So if I want to pull a list of 3,000 or 5,000, what's your time worth? Like, I know you guys can do it, but at some point, when you have options there and it's such a small fee to do it, it's a little $49 a month. $5,000, $49, I'm probably going to save myself hundreds of hours. And that's how I look at it. So you guys have all the tools in the world with you. You just got to like run with it. And remember, you get the list, you can download it, you can upload it, you can Skiptrace it. You got to pick up the phone and still make the call.
I think everyone that knows about it's going to use it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. One question for those guys. Quick question, you guys. What do you say when the seller says that they want to give the contract to a lawyer friend so they can look at it? You give them a blank contract. You do not give them the full contract. You give them a blank contract. Rookie mistake to fill out the contract. I promise you this, because it's going to be a price opinion. You know, they call BPO, broker price opinion.
Yeah.
Well, it's an LPO, a lawyer price opinion.
And
those are the worst.
And when you use the word lawyer friend, I just want you to know, one of the easiest ways, listen, the old school way was don't ever show a lawyer a contract. That's like old school thinking. That's how I was taught. And today, people want to know what their options are. Most people are bluffing when they say, I want to show it to my lawyer. Here's the easiest response you can get to someone to see if they're even somewhat bluffing. What's your lawyer's name and what's their email address and their phone number? And if you don't get a very fast answer, it means they don't have a lawyer. And remember, no one's going to hire a lawyer just to review a contract and expect not to pay for it. And so most people won't pay that money. So I just ask, go, hey, give me your lawyer's name and I'll send the information straight over to them. Honestly, a lot of times I hear crickets like, well, we haven't figured it out, because they assume you're going to change your position or your offer if a lawyer's. I don't care if a lawyer's involved, honestly. And I tell you in probates to expect it. You guys go over to freewholesaling.com. I'm giving the entire course away. I charged years for it, and honestly, I never ever wanted to charge it. Somebody else convinced me to do it. And my reward to you is, if you want to learn probates, go over to freewholesaling.com. It's 100% free. Now, in probates, we expect the lawyer comment, and I prepare you accordingly. So when someone says, that's great, don't pull back from it, lean into it. Awesome. Where do you want me to send it? Which law firm do you use? What's their email address? Usually they won't get back to you on it and find out. Even if they do, I like to do what Zach does. I just send them a blank contract, because the lawyer's job is to make sure the legal verbiage is correct. A lawyer's job is not to negotiate a contract other than the legal terms. So here's the last step I'll give you when it comes to a lawyer. Before you give the contract, or however you want to do it, is anchor down your bullet points with the seller. Hey, listen, we've agreed to buy the property for $210,000. We agreed on a 30-day inspection period, and you're fine with the $300 earnest money deposit, right? Fine. We'll give it to the lawyer. We'll make sure all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, and that's fine. So when the lawyer comes back to me and goes, why are you selling it to Zach for $210,000? I go, no, we got that all locked down. Remember, lawyers are not price negotiators on contracts. They negotiate with the law. They use leverage. And so number one, you can give them the blank contract. Number two, ask for their lawyer's information and see how quickly they respond. Usually there's a huge delay there. And then number three, anchor down your fundamentals of the contract, the price, the simple terms. And then if the realtor wants to go through the thousands of words of like legal jargon, let them win their little battle and put their little lines and cross. Remember, as long as you have an assignable contract, you have the ability to wholesale it.
Everyone's using lawyer ChatGPT. And you know what's my favorite part about lawyer advice from ChatGPT?
Yeah.
They don't have an ego. And they're not trying to extract money from you.
And they don't send you a big fat bill, but they don't go to court for you either.
They won't go, well, we'll see.
If someone shows up to court with like an AI lawyer, I'm just going to be blown away.
It's smarter than the other lawyer.
Yeah, I know. That's.
If I had an AI lawyer, I would set it to the Morgan Freeman voice. Number one, you're going to believe a guy that sounds like Morgan Freeman. And you're just going to make it sound so funny.
I never thought about that.
Right? Hello, I can't say his voice, right? But like, think about AI as a Morgan Freeman voice, or Darth Vader,
deadly.
James Earl Jones.
Yep.
Oh,
that's so cool.
This is a funny one. Joshua, thank you for developing your classroom and lives Ginn family. From Flipboard Plus to school, which Flipboard Plus is now free inside of the school group. So Flipboard Plus is now free, by the way. Giving all for free. I went down another road thinking you guys were holding out. This is, before I go to the next statement, people legitimately think I have like some secret knowledge that I'm holding out for some paid thing down the, guys, I made everything free now. All my information is now completely for free. Because for us to have the best chance of success for XLEADS, I have to make sure you guys have the best knowledge. So I gave it all, I put it all for free. It's crazy. What else are we saying here? It's nice to see that I was wrong. Also, the verse, a man thinks in his mind, so is he. Sorry, Caps, download the list. My mentor gave me a tax lien info, but to get the probate and all that sauce for free, thank you. No pay what? Wait. My mentor only gave me a tax lien information. I want to ask what mentor what mentor gives you a tax lien list. That's actually hilarious to me. But guys, this is insane. There's real estate mentorships that will, like, you have to pay. I'm not going to tell you how much per month or how much for the year, and then they'll give you some government lists. Another reason we're giving them all for free.
You guys, we can't control anyone else except the information we provide. And honestly, since me and Zach have come on the scene on educating you guys on wholesaling, I want to kind of recap this. Number one, you get all your wholesaling information for free, like real stuff, freewholesaling.com. Never, ever been done before. And honestly, just completely bucks the trend. People are still trying to sell this stuff. It is what it is. You guys have options. Number two, we talk about all the cost on software and stuff like that. And since 2013, 14, when the first software started coming out, they've gotten a lot better. I mean, all of them across the board are better. But the one consistent thing is everybody kept raising the price. And until XLEADS come out and gave people like real competition, gave them options for the first time in ever, you actually have price wars going on. Like But the idea is you guys get to vote with your time and your money. Use it wisely. So if we're willing to give you a free list, we're willing to give you a free education and teach you how we do this. Guys, we actually wholesale. This is what we do. And keep in mind, if we're willing to do all this and teach you on one platform, and we're going to be consistent. He's a lot younger than him. He's not going anywhere. I'm going to stay in the business as long as I'm having a good time. And what better combo can you get, guys? Like, seriously, think about this. If we didn't come in the market with the XLEADS, these prices just would have kept climbing. You all would have been paying probably $250 a month to get the average software. Now we get them at $49 a month. No one's ever going to come near us because we are completely committed to XLEADS, because to me is the best way for you guys not only to find your first deal, to get you to that magic number 5. And you get 5, we can teach you how to scale it, and then you go off and do whatever you want in life with that. But the fundamentals of wholesaling, if you learn it, can catapult your life. But I want you to look at it kind of like a Navy SEAL training. You are going to have to do hard stuff. And if you thought you were going to come in here and everything is going to be done for you, see, you get the greatest information, you get the greatest tools, and it's easy to think, okay, well, this is going to be a piece of cake. It is never going to replace the hard work you have to do, all the people you have to go, the grind you have to go through, and you're going to have to get. And by the way, you're going to have to get through more than one tough season. It's going to be multiple, and some of you might be longer. It doesn't matter. I don't care how long it takes you. If you want to be a marathon wholesaler, stick to it. Just get 1% better each day. So
there we go. All right, let me answer some one-on-ones we got. If you want to go talk to us, here is the StreamYard link. If you want to talk to us, hop on and talk. So first guy we talked to in a while is Dimitri. What's going on, man?
Nothing much, guys. Just wanted to say what's up. I don't know. I don't really have any questions. Been going with mail and doing well there, seeing some results. So just want to say thank you, guys.
There we go. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
awesome.
Awesome. All right. Let's talk to Chris then. He's got no questions. Chris, what's going on? You're muted.
There you go.
There we go.
How's it going, guys?
I'm blessed, man. How are you?
Great. This is an awesome list. I just downloaded the Philly exterior violations and put them through XLEADS, and it's popped it right back up. So really nice and simple. So I can email you too. Most of the New Jersey counties have a really easy site for auctions too. So
okay. Yeah, I saw when I was compiling the auctions. I want to get before the auction set. You know what I mean?
yeah, I got you. Yeah, I hear you. It's a super simple list. It's like really easy though, but yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get the pre-foreclosures. So it is a pre-foreclosure, but still give me the list. Why don't we throw that sucker in there? Why not? Make it easier for the people.
Gotcha.
I like it.
Are you guys able to help me comp a property in Fort Lauderdale by any chance?
If you go to the private chat, then sure, I could throw it into XLEADS and comp it for you.
Okay. You said to the private chat?
Sure. What's the wholesale value in XLEADS on it?
I didn't run it through yet.
You just got to pull up the property.
I think it was 440. It said.
What's the wholesale value?
I don't know. Didn't look.
Okay. Well, send it. We'll go look at it.
Okay.
Do you want to look at it? You want to pop it up for me? Here by the computer? All right.
Yeah, I can do it.
You probably put it in the private chat.
Just put it in the is it in StreamYard? Private
Yep.
chat? Okay. Here
Right there. All right, throw that sucker in there. Right. Here, double click it. There you go. All right, we're gonna pop this sucker in there. There you go. All right, so let's pop that in there and see what we got. So, what list is this? Like, where do you get this lead from?
This says, I think it's from your guys. It's a tired landlord list.
Okay, retail 383, wholesale value 250. So probably, do you have any pictures? Like, do we have any information on this property?
Yeah, so it's a 3-bed one. There's a tenant in there that's leaving at the end of March. There was the third bedroom is a garage conversion. The lady wants 325, which seemed high to me. But other than that, yeah, she lives. It was her primary residence. She moved away for job, and she just doesn't want to deal with the the house at this point.
What's the condition inside?
So if it was going to be a flip, it would need to be updated.
Okay, so 5-second comps with Zach on there shows the property's worth 370 all updated.
Okay, that's all updated 370.
Yep.
Okay, so
I just reverse the math, and
gotcha.
you're probably at. So what price is she at on this one?
325.
So I think 280 would be a good deal. I think you'd probably sell it for 300, 310 maybe. So 280 is where I want to be at on there.
Gotcha. Okay, awesome, man. Thank you.
Yeah, dude, I'm simple with these numbers, man. Fort Lauderdale is really easy to sell, so I like those type of properties though.
Okay, I'm gonna give her a
No,
shot.
is that a rough area or not? You know this better than me. This area right here. I don't think so.
Hold on, I gotta. That's off of. Yeah, zoom in a little more. Scoot over so I can see.
That's Commercial Boulevard.
That's Turnpike, right?
That's 95. Wait,
That's gotta be 95.
that's 95 in Commercial. So
Yeah, it's not the nicest neighborhood.
I mean, it's $300,000 in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right by Pompano. Have you ever driven by Pompano Beach?
I don't know too much about South Florida.
I don't think you'd want to drive by Pompano. Some areas of Pompano, some areas are cool.
Okay.
Some areas get a little funny. So yeah, I would say 300, 310.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Of course. Keep it up. All right. What's going on, Nina?
Hello. Oh, am I on mute? No, I'm not. How are you? It's like I haven't seen you guys for a long time. I love your jacket, by the way.
Thank you.
Very model-esque. Okay, so I just hit send on that address. That's second, vacant land property. I wanted to see if you guys are interested in. We're trying hard to get this one unloaded, and the one in Orlando. And I did send them to the email. Your email, Zach.
Is this vacant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cleared. It's cleared. And the guy had what's that called? Impact fees done like 20 years ago, I guess. So there's not that additional.
This is a good area. That's a great area.
Okay, I'm gonna be really honest with you. When I talked to one person, they said 2 blocks away is a really good area, 600,000, 800,000, but this one is like not that area. So hopefully it really is good, or at least for that price. I don't think it's a bad.
They got a couple government housing. The one next to it looks a little rough, but so I'll be honest with you. 80 grand. Is that what you locked it up for?
No. What price do you think works? Because we're really flexible. This one I'm doing with Muji as well as that Orlando one. And that Orlando one, we dropped the price by 50%, and we're still dropping it depending on who bites.
I'll probably sell it for the TAV. So let me see what's that.
TAV?
Tax assessed value.
Oh. Which is?
Land just comes down to what your end buyer will pay for it. Because
okay.
Remember, it's just land. So it's.
Let me pop it up on the property appraiser. So let's go to the Indian.
Yeah, so shoot me a number, guys. I would love if you took that one. Yeah. Oh, and I'm going to send you the other one since you guys are looking.
Alrighty. So, interesting. I'd say what in the world? Why did it say the same year over year? Oh yeah, it's zoned multi-site. That's pretty good. RS6 zoning.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what the trim was.
Yes, they said you can put up to a 4-unit dwelling on there, or if you wanted townhomes, but that it is zoned for up to a 4-unit dwell. Oops, not that one. Sorry, the Orlando one is 4-unit dwelling.
Okay, I think we can do 40 on that one.
Which one?
The land.
Yeah.
In
Vero.
Vero.
You mean the Vero? Okay.
Yeah, I would shoot
So,
on that one, and then I'm just
okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to text you back on that because I'm just going to go back to renegotiate a little bit so we can get in there. To be honest, that one we did 45.
Keep it at 45. Let's see what we can do.
Oh, okay.
Let's try. Let's try to see if we can sell for 55.
So you have it under contract,
Nice.
right?
Yeah, we do. It's Muji's, and he pulled me in for it. So if you guys want to do 55 on that, we're fine. We're happy.
Okay.
Let me take a look at it when I got
this Orlando property.
Yes.
It sell for 15 to 20. Probably 20, I'd say.
Okay, so that one we locked up for 35, and we're dropping that price on that one to.
It sold for $20,000 2 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
So it ain't gonna sell for 70. So
what about like 40? Do you think it would sell for 40?
Let me ask you a question: has real estate in Orlando gone up double in the past 2 years?
No.
So.
And this is, to be really honest, this one is in ghetto area. It is ghetto.
You're gonna get canceled for saying that, but
I am.
I've been a lot of trouble with saying that word. Apparently, that's an offensive word. I don't know why. In real estate, I have no idea why.
Okay, interesting.
We like to say better terms like the hood.
Like
basically, if it's 20, it probably I'd want to be at that or below.
Okay, that's really good advice. So, because we were looking at talking to renegotiate.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we locked it up way too high.
Yeah, I think so too. Vero, great deal. You did a great deal that one.
Okay, awesome. So if we can get this guy down to 10K, then you think we can unload it for maybe 15K?
Oh yeah. I mean, he bought it for 20. I don't think he's going to take anything less than 20. That's just my thought.
I know.
That I know, they're going to take half what they paid for 2 years ago.
Well, this is where this person is at. They are in kind of a desperado mode. A medical condition they're looking for this to pay for. So I think whatever they can get, they'll do. So, and then one other question. So I started in September. Then I know you were nice enough to give us those 3 free months, which is cool. And then I'm so confused. Did you also give away like that X plan? Did you bump us up to X plan? Because I know I'm in that mastermind, but I don't think I actually have the plan. When I look, my filters don't look like that.
If you email billing at XLEADS, ticket will be sent to me and I can figure out what I can do for you.
Cool. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So on the other one, you're looking at possibly doing that, but you'll get back to me.
Orlando, you need to get back to yourself on that one.
No, Vero.
Vero, if you can email me, you got my email, and I'll get on that one. And then, do you have Rick's email?
No, I'll take that one.
Just email me. And then I'll send it over to my team, and we'll get it sold.
Okay, I did send it on the 30th, but I'm going to re-email you something. Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
There we go. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
There we go. So guys, if you want to start learning wholesaling, go to freewholesaling.com. Learn how to wholesale real estate absolutely for free. If you want to see Rick tomorrow at 8 o'clock, ZachDiscord.com. And
I'll set an alarm.
Like always, guys, smash the like button, subscribe. This Sunday, I'm doing a live stream at 5 p.m. I'll do a live stream at 5 p.m. Super Bowl on Sunday, and this is my last football game for a while. So I'm not going to stream during the Super Bowl. I think it's kind of a dumb idea.
Yeah.
Plus, I got to watch Kendrick. So I'll be streaming at 5 o'clock on Sunday, not at 8. But that's the only time I'll be doing something like that. And we'll go from there. So, guys, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, go to freewholesaling.com, and we'll see you soon.
See you guys.
Really appreciate it. Awesome.